Okay, we are coming up on 6 minutes. 6 minutes before the hour. We're coming up on 6 minutes before the hour, and it looks like we are live. It looks like we're live. Let me find this on my trusty iPad. A little bit of a pregame show today. This is an emergency broadcast. Okay. And the lovely Brianna is in first and way early. Wow, 4:46 p.m. The lovely lady Brianna was in the house. BriefitDance.com. We got her little bug up on the screen. Got her little bug up there on the screen. So that's always a good thing. Promoting a young lady with a lot of talent. And getting better all the time. Working hard. I think she might be doubling up on her workout all week long. Are you going to double up all week long, Lady Bree? Really push hard this week? What do you think about that for an idea? How about that? David's in the house. David Williams, he works hard too. He's in the 24-hour city. He's in Vegas. Is Vegas completely open now? Is Vegas back to normal? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? Carlos is in the house, and he says hello, Craig and all. Okay. So a little bit of a pregame show. It's about 5 minutes before showtime. And we got the stunner on the bench. The stunner is on the bench. The 002 stunner is on the bench. And it is running, right now it looks like about 20 seconds fast or so. So since the last time I set it. I think it runs about 10 seconds fast a month. I think that's about what that puppy's doing. The 231 on wrist, it's like spot on. It's insane. It's like within a second or so. Since daylight savings time, it's just ridiculous how accurate it is. Scott's in the house. Always a great show. All right. Well, we're going to talk about some insane prices today. Some insane stuff going on. David's in the house. He says, Las Vegas, hardly normal. People getting annoyed. Oh, do tell. Do tell. Give us some inside information. Today I went and got a little trim. I don't know if you can tell. I got a little trim. My hair's always every which way anyway, but got a little trim. But I walked by a couple of salons here in town, and they had a sign, masks required, appointments, by appointment only, all this stuff. So I went to my normal salon where I go get my hair cut. And they had no masks required, no appointments required. Just go in. One gentleman was having his hair cut, and I waited maybe 3 minutes. She was done, and then I got mine done. I left, and that was it, right? No problem. She didn't have a mask on. I didn't have a mask on. That's how that worked, and it worked fine. So there you go. Lance is in the house. So we're going to talk about, let me show you this posting. This is unbelievable. I was going to talk about ugly watches today. I had on my mind that I was going to talk about ugly watches today, but then I saw this post in Horology Talk. I was actually going to go to Horology Talk to pick out a couple pictures of a couple of ugly watches because people always share a bunch of ugly watches in there, but I saw this post from this guy, not happy with the gray market stuff that's going on. And look at these asking prices. Okay, here's the 41 millimeter Kermit. In stock, they claim. $31,995. $31,995 for the new Rolex Kermit, the 41 mil unit. Now, there's next to it the Submariner, no date. Okay, no date on that puppy. 41 mil, that's a new unit. $20,000, and if you see that below it, it's just kind of cut off. It says plus $1,000 shipping. Let me click on this image and see if we can see a bigger version. Okay, there's the first watch, and there's the second one. Plus $1,000 shipping to Aruba. Okay, there you go. And so there you go. You can pay $31,995 for a steel Rolex. That really, I mean, I'm not that enamored with it. I mean, again, if I want the green bezel, I want the dial to match. I want it to be the same color, for gosh sakes, right? And they soften the lugs a little bit, but not much, and it's still got the slab sides of the typical super case. So I don't even know if I'd pay the normal retail price for that, much less $31,995. What do you guys think? What do you think about that? Lance is in the house, and trying to think what else. I was going to have a challenge for Lance, but I can't do it today. I have the stainless steel, loaded up stainless steel timeless razor that I normally show here, but I've got the top part soaking in vinegar right now to clean it all up. So I can't show it right now. But I'm thinking about selling it. And I was thinking about making a nice offer to Durr, because Durr just announced that he's started doing single-edge shaving, not single-edge, double-edge safety razor shaving, okay? What they call wet shaving, but that's not really wet shaving. Wet shaving really is supposed to be just using a blade, right? Just like the barber does. But in any event, I'm thinking about putting that on the market and offering Durr a good deal on it. It's loaded up. If you go to the Timeless Razor website, there's different options. You can option out the stainless steel razor. And mine, if you option it out, it comes out to $280 retail. And so I was thinking about offering Durr a good deal on it if he's interested. And because I'm not really using it, I'm using the titanium one primarily, primarily the titanium one, and then I'm using the aluminum one. The aluminum one in the shower, when I shave in the shower. And I have the bronze one that I don't really use, and the stainless steel one that I don't really use. So I was thinking about doing a deal. Okay, Carlos says, I assume that is a scam anyway, says Carlos. Yeah, he might not even have the watch, right? And somebody says, I stopped wearing slab-side Rolexes. Yeah, they're not that comfortable on wrist. And Lance says he sent an email. All right, I'm going to take a look. And yes, oh my God, 30,000. They want to make it as with the Daytona, which sells for 24,000. Insanity, there you go. The date just seems to be the sharpest offerings along with date 8s, of course. Yeah, well, date 8 is always a good way to go. All right, let me check the email here. Let me check the email. Can you imagine somebody paying date 8 money for a stainless steel Rolex? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine? Let's see. Lance found a pair of boots. Okay. So these are Lucchese Classics. Okay. Very interesting. Made in USA. Let's see what leather these are. Oh, reverse vamp material is reverse ostrich leg. Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen that. Reversed ostrich leg. See, leg doesn't have the quills. This is very interesting, Lance. This is a high-end pair of ladies' Lucchese's. And let me see, how do we know these are ladies? Yeah, because 6B would be medium. Yeah, so these are definitely ladies. Okay, so this is very, very interesting. Made to order in 12 to 14 weeks. So yeah, these are comparable in quality because these are classics. These have a slightly different toe than the lovely Brianna's. Brianna's is a more rounded toe, which I actually prefer. But other than that, very, very similar style. And yeah, these are very, very similar. $1,795. Let's look at the pictures here again. This picture system doesn't work very well. This is very ghetto, this website. Hate to say it. But yeah, good find. Good find. Lance, very interesting that you found that. Okay. But that illustrates that these are not easy to get. These things are made to order, $1,800. So they're no joke. No joke. I told you those boots that we got for the lovely Lady Brianna, I told you they were pretty special pieces. You guys didn't want to listen to me. You didn't want to listen to me, but you're starting to see that they're special indeed. Okay, Leon says, do people actually use non-electric razors anymore? I started out with a non-electric razor and cut myself badly. I've used electric for over 27 years. I have no issue getting a good shave. I love the double-edge razors. Yeah, I really enjoy shaving with them. I didn't enjoy shaving with the disposables that much, and the Harry's razors with the plastic inserts here that you change, those are not that great. But when I converted to the double-edged razors, yes, I really do enjoy them. And I think I get a much better shave than with an electric. I feel like if I shave with an electric, I feel like an hour later, I feel like I almost didn't shave. It's just not a very, very good shave, at least for me. Some people, your mileage may vary. But Kyle's in the house. Kyle, what do you think about an electric razor? Mr. Q's in the house. What do you think about an electric razor? Carlos is in the house. What do you think about an electric razor? Let's see. And Kyle's asking about Florida. Florida's hot this time of the year. I would only want to be in Florida in starting about the middle of November. It gets real nice. And then December, January, February, March is all beautiful there. All those months are beautiful. After that, it's dicey. Kyle says, how's quarantine treating you? Speaking of quarantine, California's having all kinds of issues, right? They're having rolling blackouts and stuff because they went to clean energy, right? So who would have thought that, when you start converting everything over to solar, who would have thought that when the sun goes down, you don't have enough electricity and you got to turn off air conditioners and stuff? Who would have thought that all that would have happened? And Kevin D says, pass on the electric razor. All right, I'm going to check some of these tabs and get rid of some of the tabs that we don't need here in the browser. On topic, here's the one we showed the other day that was a huge price, $24,995 on AuthenticWatches.com, AuthenticWatches.com, and there you go. That's the Hulk, right? Is that what that is? That's what they call those? I get these nicknames. I get confused. Yeah, that's the Hulk. Okay, and we talked about the faux pay bracelets. Let's see. There's another one, faux pay bracelets. And here was a Lucchese. Yeah, and this is a Lucchese that is all ostrich. It's a full quill ostrich on the bottom and smooth ostrich up top. This was a man's boot that on the Lucchese website that I think Lance found that one. And here's a watch we were looking at the other day as a possibility, and it looks like it's still available. Let's refresh this page and see if that's still available. Yeah, see, that puppy's still available. It is not sold yet. And this is the lovely Lady Brianna's website. We'll keep that tab open. Keep that tab open just in case. And let's see. Kyle says mid-October and later is pleasant. There you go. David Williams says we had a lot of smoke in the area from San Bernardino fire, mostly blown out today. Okay. Mr. Q says pass on razors, 15 plus years, no shave. Chicks dig it. So you don't shave at all. Okay. So you got the whole beard thing going on. There you go. Chicks may dig it. Chicks may dig something, but I seriously doubt they dig that. They probably like you in spite of the beard. I don't think the beard's a plus as far as that goes, but they probably, the overall package they probably dig would be my guess, Mr. Q. Carlos is in the house. Kyle says, great. I'm enjoying my quarantine. Health service calls us every day to ask if we are well. I assume that it is to remind us not to comply while they do not tell it. Okay, there you go. Leon's in the house. California always has a lot of issues. They also have seemed to screw up solar energy collection. I'm all for giving Cali back to Mexico with a deep apology for taking it in the 1840s. Good point. I think I would advocate allowing them to spin off as their own autonomous state. I would say let them spin off and let all the liberals from New York and some of the other liberal states let them go there and put all the liberals in one state and let them do their socialist thing and experiment and see how that whole thing works out. Let them all go there. Let all the folks from the inner cities that are rioting and everything, let them all go there and do all their rioting and everything. Just consolidate all that in one area. I think that would be good. What do you think? Get all that in one area. California, nice place, nice weather. Let them all do their rioting and their socialism and all that stuff there. What do you think? Let's see. What other brands are around the Omega Tudor range? Well, Omega is very comparable to Grand Seiko in pricing a lot, I think. So I would say Grand Seiko, but I wouldn't put Tudor and Omega in the same range. Tudor's like several steps down from Omega, if you ask me. Yeah, Tudor's not something to be really considered. Tim's in the house. $24K for that Hulk is madness when you can get a reasonable San Martin Hulk for $240 with similar specs. Okay, there you go. I'm not sure what that is, but okay, we'll roll with it. All right, let me see what. Let me check out some more of these tabs that we're going to have to close out here. Yeah, we're going to get rid of that one. Here was another pair of boots. Yeah, this was another pair of boots, I guess, that Lance sent. And this is full quill ostrich on the bottom and smooth ostrich on the top. These boots here are very similar to the ones that the lovely Lady Brianna has, but a different color. Very, very similar. About the same texture and design there, same toe design. Very, very similar. Okay. We'll close that tab out for now. And then here's a date just, I think, that Lance was looking at, that he was considering. We'll close that tab out. Let's see here. And what's this? This is an Omega that I think Lance sent in. We'll close that tab out. And here's that Rolex for $185,000. We'll close that one out too. And then we're back to, this was the one that is not all ostrich, so we'll close that out. And this one was not all ostrich. We'll close that out. And this was a stunner that we looked at, a limited edition, the other day. We'll close that out. And a glass shoot original we looked at the other day. We'll close that out. And a stunner, but pricey. Yellow gold date just. Stunner, but all the way up there in price. We'll close that one out. And a Ladies Omega, we'll close that out, and then we'll be back to the lovely Lady Breeze website, briefadvance.com. All right, got our tabs under control. Carlos says, Joe Biden is wearing an Omega Seamaster as we speak. Oh, okay, interesting. Mr. Q says, I do a bit of trimming with a cheapo razor, but with the COVID thing, I started helping my barber and others in the local economy. We can help each other in this Democrat-made scam. Oh, there you go. And PepRec says, I have 6.6-inch wrist. I'm thinking of the Seamaster 300-meter diver would be too big at 50 millimeter lug to lug and 42 millimeter case. Well, let's look at your needs. Do you really need a heavy duty diver watch? Is that really what you need? Could you go with something like a Rolex Explorer? I think that would be a very nice solution. First, if you want something smaller, go with a Rolex Explorer. You'll still get a nice sporty watch with a black dial and very legible, but trimmer on the wrist, and I think much more practical. I think that's the way I would go. Or look at some other smaller Omegas. That's what I would do. Absolutely, I would do that. 6.6-inch wrist. Actually, I would go to something 40 millimeter or smaller. A 36 mil, a 36 mil Datejust would be a fantastic solution for a 6.6-inch wrist. There's a lot of options out there. I would definitely not get a big bulky diver's watch if you don't need it. I got mine because my eyes are old, and so this helps with legibility when I'm not wearing the reading glasses, right? It's a lot easier for me to read with this big dial and big hands and so forth. So I have a method to the madness. Here's the fake Tim Massos in the house. Only a retard would pay $6K plus for a 41 millimeter Rolex Oyster Perpetual when you can get an extremely superior GS for the same price or less. There you go. All right. Even the real Tim Masso could have said that. David's in the house. The problem with allowing California secession is that they would become the first North American province of the People's Republic of China. Well, there you go. You got that right. Let's see. Carlos, at least he has good taste. Biden must be a sports guy. There you go. Cheetown says, Craig, how long would you give the Hulk before prices go back down to where they were about 2 or so weeks ago? Well, I think they're going to go down lower than that. I think when the economy tanks, I think you're going to see all those steel Rolexes, the prices plummet, and they'll all be below retail. That's what I'm going to predict right now. They'll be below retail, apparently where they should be, right? Used watches, they should be below retail, not above. Apparently, Bill Clinton has a collection of Panerais. I wouldn't be surprised. He never had very good taste. Lance is in the house. Let's see. You should look at the Oris Aquas or Tag Aqua Racer. Yeah, I would pass on the Tag, but maybe an Oris. Let's see. Leon's in the house. On the flip side, I'm hearing that the new Oyster Perpetual 34 mil, 36 millimeter, and 41 mil will easily be available at ADs with no BS waiting list or having to buy a lot of crap jewelry to be able to buy one. I wouldn't be surprised if those are readily available. I wouldn't be surprised, but I wouldn't want the 41. I think they made that watch too big. I think 39 was the absolute limit. I would want to get one of those. Pepperex says an Omega Aqua Terra 38 millimeter in blue could be another option. Yes, absolutely. Biden has no clue what's on his wrist, says Kevin D. Kevin D's kind of saying that the man's out of it. He's not all there. Fisto Bowser's in the house. Biden is famous for his 36 millimeter quartz bond Seamaster. Trump has the Rolex President 36 millimeter and tiny Patek Cellini. Okay, I'm not sure what that is. Tim McDonald, Craig, any thoughts on Djokovic's disqualification of the U.S. Open, not good for his Seiko sponsor? Well, yeah, I saw that, and it looked like it was a real mistake, and it looked like he really just kind of flicked and hit the ball. It's not like he really teed off on the ball, and I think that woman was totally hamming it up. I think that was a little bit ridiculous. First of all, what was she doing there in the first place? Why would they have some, woman that's up there in years judging lines? I think, wasn't she a line judge? Why wouldn't they have somebody with good eyes, somebody younger with good eyes doing that job, with good reflexes, by the way, that could have just caught the ball or slapped the ball away or whatever, or dodged the ball? Because he didn't really hit it that hard. It wasn't like during play, when they mishit a ball or something, and they'll hit like a ball boy or something with the ball or something. That's hit at full pace, right? That's a little different. But this thing was just kind of flicked, and he didn't really hit it at full stroke. So yeah, that was a total fail. That should have never happened. When I first heard somebody talking about it, a buddy of mine mentioned it, and that the way he phrased it was he intentionally, hit the ball at somebody, and he got disqualified. And I said, well, if he violated a serious rule like that, then yeah, they'll disqualify you. But when I saw the video, it certainly didn't look intentional to me. He looked very surprised that he hit her with it, and especially the way she reacted and so on. He was very surprised. So, yeah, I don't get that at all. That was, I think, a total overreaction. Banning him from the tournament. They should have just fined him or something. Total fail there. Patek Ellipse, okay. Let's see, Chi-Town. Unless you are in dicey simulations and are constantly in the water all the time, then wearing a bulky dive watch doesn't make sense. There you go. That's why I really like this 231, because it wears, because of the titanium, it wears more like a steel Datejust. It's so comfortable on wrist. It's like a much smaller watch, and because of the shape of the case and everything, I could not go back to a steel diver, or even probably a steel GMT, like a Rolex GMT2 or something. I think I would, if I went back to that, I'd feel a lot less comfortable than this, because it's going to be heavier than this watch. And of course, they're more slab-sided. This is more rounded. So yeah, the 231 spoils you, folks. It absolutely spoils you for other watches. When you wear this puppy, it's just absolutely fantastic on wrist. And of course, the way the clasp works and all, fully functional, extending while on wrist and adjusting very quick and easy. It is pretty freaking amazing, the 231 Stunner. Let's see, Rolex had better make those colorful dial OPs available. There's no point in making an Apple iPhone 5C colored watches to attract shoppers if there aren't any available to be put on display. There you go. I would think situations not stimulate. Okay, there we go. Well, misspellings are okay. So, yeah, I would think that the Oyster Perpetuals are going to be in stock and available, but who knows with Rolex? Who knows? Like I say, if they're not, there are a lot of other options out there, folks. A lot of other options. Mr. Q's in the house. I'm a happy Nomos customer. Off the beaten path. There you go. Nomos. I think, isn't Steve a Nomos dealer? I think he is. Tim's in the house. Craig, how much does the 231 weigh? I want to say 160 grams. Let's pull up the page. I've got a page all about it. And by the way, I've got a link in the description to my Grand Seiko page. So take a look there. I'm going to the page here as quick as I can get there. Give me a second, and I'll pull it up. So this is at CraigShipp.com/Grand Seiko. And hopefully this page will load. Okay. Steve is calling. Hey, I'm live. You going to Skype in? Well, if you're going to Skype in, take your time. We'll be live till 6. Okay, bye. So the Stevester's going to Skype in. Okay, so here's the page that I put up. It's CraigShipp.com/Grand Seiko. There I am wearing the 002 Stunner. There's the 002. We're going to get down here to where there's specs. I have specs on the various watches. And, of course, a lot of 002 action at the top of the page here because it's my newest piece, right? And there's the 231 Stunner. And keep going. Bunch of videos and bunch of information. And here are the stats. Here are the stats. 137 grams. Oh, yeah, the sub is 155. So the Rolex Submariner date is 155 grams. And so this watch is 137 grams. So you can see quite a difference. 137 grams versus 155. That's a significant difference. And this is a bigger watch, yet it's significantly lighter. So there you go. And the bracelet, because of the design of the bracelet, and the flexibility of it and all, it's more comfortable. So that adds to the comfort level as well, the flexibility of the bracelet because of the pin and collar system, which everybody poo-poos, but is actually the better system. You get more flexibility in the bracelet, and you get less wear and tear because that pin can freewheel, right? So it's just a much better design all the way around. It just, as some people have said, it just poops all over the Rolex. Let's see. Carlos says in the house, Mr. Q, Nomos watches are very nice. Cheetown says it's a good thing these new sea dwellers have 70-hour power reserves because you're going to need that much time to let your wrist recuperate. Cheetown comes up with the goodies. Do you think the new sub will fit well on a 6.5-inch wrist? I wouldn't think so. I think it's a little bit getting on a bit on the big size for a 6.5-inch wrist would be my guess. But I would try it on. Yes, I like the GS SB GK005. Take a look. I like blue straps. Okay. All right, we'll try to take a look. The SB GK005. Let's see here. Yeah, here's one. and this, yeah, I like this watch, but I prefer the 002 just because I prefer to have the power indicator on the back, and I prefer to have a full-size second hand. So that's why I went with the 002. The power reserve indicator's on the back, and it's got the full second hand. I just think that's a cleaner looking dial. But this is definitely a very attractive watch. So, I mean, and if you like blue, absolutely. Positively. Yes. 2 thumbs up for the blue Stunner. I like the gold accent on there, the GS in gold. Absolutely. But I went, of course, with the 002. The 002 Stunner, SBGY002. Link is in the description of the video to my page that tells all about that. Let's see. Craig, what are your thoughts on a left-hand crown watch Wouldn't work for me because I wear my watch on the left and I like the crown right here. So yeah, I like that design. But if somebody wears their watch on the right hand, right, I guess you'd want the crown over there. I guess, right? So Cheetown's in the house. A 6.5 inch wrist is pushing it for the new sub. It really meant for a 7-inch and over wrist. I would agree with that. Mr. Q's in the house. Carlos, their aesthetic suits me well. Truly German-made and in-house developed movement. Not many true German-made. There you go. Well, when Steve calls in, we can ask him about it. I think he's a dealer. Let me get the get ready here just in case. Oh, I'm going to put his bug up. Where is it? Little Treasury. Here we go. Put the little Treasury bug up. He'll like that. And let me find the Skype. Make sure Skype is ready. Skype is ready. Yes, Skype is ready to go. And let's see here. All right, we're caught up on the comments, just like that. I wonder if the lovely lady Brianna is still watching. She'll get all bent out of shape with I took her bug off, but oh well. Can't leave her bug up all the time. Carlos is in the house. Mr. Q, yes, they are very nice. I like the Bauhaus style and good value for money. Okay. Well, maybe Lance will send a link to a Nomos that we can take a look at, because he's pretty good at that sort of thing. I like Nomos at pictures, but for me, they don't look right on the wrist. Not my type, I guess, says yes. Okay, so you tried one on wrist and it didn't work out for you. That is important to always try the watch on wrist. These are wrist watches, right? After all, Rolexes tend to wear a lot bigger on the wrist than their specs tell you. Cheetown in the house. Well, especially the new slab-sided super cases, right? Yeah, of course. That was a total fail. Why they did that. But at least we can buy a Yachtmaster and get around all that nonsense. Just buy a Yachtmaster and call it a day. Fisto says, at 7.5 inch, I think I have the Goldilocks wrist size. 36 millimeter watches don't look too small, and most 44 millimeter watches don't have lugs hanging over the wrist. Yeah, I agree. I think this is a good wrist size. Mine's 7.25. Mine swells a little bit in the summer to a little bigger than that. Maybe as big as 7.5 at the worst, but generally 7.25 is about what my wrist is. And I agree. I can pretty much wear any size. This is a big watch. This is a 44 mil watch, and I think it looks okay on my wrist. What do you guys think? You're looking at it right now. What do you think? Does it look okay size-wise? What do you think? Definitely has a lot of presence, but I don't think it looks too big. Nomos and Doxa. Fella says, Craig, what do you think of Toomey luggage and briefcases? Years ago, they made some decent stuff, but I think a lot of the stuff they've made the last couple of decades, I would probably pass on. I think there are a lot of better options. I've got some videos on some different bags and things here on the channel that I think I would recommend over Toomey. Yeah, I think there are other ways to go. Tim's in the house. Coincidentally, the weight of the 231 is almost identical to the pre-ceramic sub, 135 grams. Interesting, Tim. Interesting. Yeah, and that's right. Here's the thing. Those older Rolexes, like the older GMT2 that I had the original GMT2 when they first came out. My first GMT was a GMT, not a GMT2. And then they came out with a GMT2, and I bought one when they first came out. And they were very comfortable on wrist, right? But those watches back then were not as heavy. And people say, oh, I like it heavy. I like it. No, it's not as comfortable on wrist. That extra weight on the wrist is not a plus, folks. I hate to break the news to you. It's not a plus. Let's see. Carlos says Goldilocks turtle. And Baran says, looks good. Carlos says, that fella, tell Craig about your watch acquisition projects. The 231 looks perfect, maybe too big for my 6.75 to 7-inch wrist. You'd be right on the edge there. I would try one on because the way the lugs shape and everything, you might be surprised. It might work. Especially on 7-inch, I think you'd be fine. 6.75 right at the edge, but I would try one on. You might be surprised. It's very wrist friendly because of the shape of the lugs and the way the bracelet, the ends of the bracelet go right down around your wrist. It's very, very wrist friendly. So I think you might be okay. Let's see. A heavy watch is not a manly thing to me. It's annoying. Well, it's not comfortable. And if people see you wearing, like if somebody sees me wearing this watch, for example, right? This watch has a lot of presence. They have no idea how much this thing weighs. I mean, it's very solid looking, right? It's a very solid watch. Titanium, strong stuff, right? And they have no idea how much this thing weighs. You know, what does it matter? And by the way, my 002 is not that heavy. Even though it's 18 karat gold, it's not that heavy on wrist. It's very, very comfortable on wrist. The gold just makes it look stunning. It doesn't necessarily add a bunch of weight to it because it's nice and thin and everything. And of course, the leather strap is very light. And then the deployant clasp balances out the weight, puts some weight on the other end, right, where the clasp is under your wrist, right? And so it really is super, super comfortable on wrist. I think they thought that through, folks. I think they thought that through. Can you imagine? They designed it to be comfortable on wrist. Can you imagine that? Okay, sounds like Steve calling in.
Hello there.
Get my headset on here. And we've got the Stevester in the house.
Am I barging in on anything?
And I can hear you. No.
Okay.
We need you.
Okay. Well, I need you.
You're needed.
So, yeah.
By the way, what do you have?
Folks.
What do you have on your wrist there? I saw something on your wrist just then.
Oh, this wrist? Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
A couple of stunners on there.
That's my faux pay and my William Henry together.
And the William Henry has some gold trim to it, it looks like.
It does. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it does.
Stunning.
Okay.
So you're doing the double bracelet all the time now, or just occasionally?
No, just for fun.
Just when you feel like being a little wild.
Right. So I'm feeling a little wild today. Had 2 full days off in a row, which is a rarity. So back in and slogging through for the day. I lost track of the time. I didn't realize you were already on when I called you.
Somebody asked, what do we think about Richard Mille? I would pass. I think they're kind of gaudy looking watches, and for all that kind of money, you could buy a couple of really nice Grand Seikos from Steve. So, yeah, I would pass.
If you have the money, cool to have.
Yeah. So I think you've got some cooler watches, to tell you the truth. Did you see that pin that they made that was like 150 grand or something?
No.
The pin, the fountain pen.
Did it go with a watch?
It's got some kind of mechanism in it that it's self-winding, but I guess when you push the button or whatever, I guess the mechanism makes the tip come out. And it
taps into your bank account.
It's all mechanical and it's all self-winding. So there you go. I think it's about 150 grand.
Wow.
So
I heard you guys talking about Nomos. So,
well, there we go.
Yeah, I wasn't listening to the show. I just caught it as I was getting ready to get on with you. So I just grabbed a classic piece. This is the Metro.
Now, is that very trim? It looks like it would be very trim on the wrist.
It is. I don't have the measurement. It's a 37 millimeter piece.
Yeah, but very thin.
It's a manual wind.
Mm-hmm.
And
what's the power reserve on that one?
Power reserve is probably in the low 40s. I
Okay.
don't have that in my
So
mind
you're going to want to
exactly.
wind it every day when
And
you
it,
put it
it
on.
has that unique power reserve indicator in that sort of a blue green. And when it turns all the way red in that little window,
Hmm.
it is wound down.
Now, when you say all the way red, would that whole window be red?
Yeah, it gradually expands. It's sort of like a horn-shaped thing. It
Hmm.
rotates, and eventually the whole window turns red. When it's fully wound, it's that blue-green.
Okay, so right now it looks like that's probably about 60% gone,
Yeah, I would
something
say.
like that.
No, 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 no. It's probably about 20% gone.
Oh, so the red is what's gone.
Yeah, the red
Okay,
will tell you when it's
gotcha. The
fully
red
red.
will get
It's
full. Okay, I got you. I did it backwards. Okay, cool. That's neat. I think it's a neat looking piece.
yeah, it is.
Made in Germany?
It is. And then I got a couple of new pieces in today. I'm going to
German
throw up.
movement too?
That is an in-house movement.
Okay.
That's one of the hallmarks of Nomos that they make everything in-house, and they've only been in business since 1990. So amazing feat. And they make
Okay, we got a couple of questions here. Steve, what would you rather take as a trade-in, a Tudor or an Invicta? Come on, guys.
yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. And by the way, somebody with the username yes says, are crocodile straps the best for watches, or are there better alternatives?
They're not the best for your dive watch.
Okay, there you go.
So
So there, it depends on
yeah,
your situation,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. That's what
But
you need to do.
crocodile can be very very attractive. I have them and I like them,
Hmm.
and that's what's on the 002 Stunner. So
Yeah.
Tim's in the house. Cheetown, I agree. RE size and weight. Fisto says Steve does not like wire lugs. At least he roasted the radio mirror for it. Radio, whatever that was.
When was that? When was
No, it
that?
probably was me. I'm the one that
Yeah,
generally doesn't like
yeah.
wire lugs, but
Yeah,
that
I'm
on
okay
that
with wire
watch they
lugs.
look pretty good.
Yeah, I'm okay with them.
I don't
So
like them on the Panerai.
that was Craig,
Yeah, it was the Panerai that I was.
not Steve.
Yeah, no, that one that we just saw, it looks pretty elegant because it's more of a dress watch, whereas the Panerai with
Hmm.
those on it, it's more of a sport watch, and no, it just didn't look right. So let's see. Carlos says, I assume that dial on the wrist will wear really big. That the one you
30,
just showed?
37 millimeter.
Yeah, it probably not, Carlos. It probably would look perfect on your wrist.
I'm going to put it on my wrist. I don't have another watch on,
Hmm.
and I'll hold it up.
It looks
So
very
how's that
nice.
look?
And you said
Yeah,
it's 37?
yeah,
So that's a great dress watch size
yeah,
on you.
yeah.
It's got very good presence on you. But Carlos is right. It looks bigger than 36 on the wrist because the dial is
Okay.
so clean.
Well, because
And
there's almost no bezel.
that's right. And so it
And
really
it's
stands
also a
out.
light colored dial, which will wear apparently larger
That's
than a
right.
dark dial.
And probably, is it very legible for you?
Extremely legible.
Yeah.
They put a great amount of effort in their dial designs,
Mm-hmm.
and so almost all that they have are extremely functional.
There you go, folks.
So
Answering all your questions in real
very
time.
comfortable, extremely comfortable piece. So one of their classics.
You might have another piece added to your collection here.
Hmm. So okay, now I'm going to fry your eyes.
Okay.
Uh, hold on to your hats. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, you're sitting down. All right.
Revolution avant-garde. Okay.
Avant-garde. Yeah, this is
Avant-garde. Oh,
one.
Alexander Sharkov. Yeah.
Yeah, just got this piece in,
He's wild.
and this is a very wild piece. And you can even see the inside of the case is has like a gear motif to it, and
Yeah,
he has
yeah.
little items hanging in space, and it's totally transparent, as you can see.
Hmm.
There are a lot of personal references in here. I don't know if you can see the little hammer and sickle Uh, he
Now, does the dial rotate around in those grooves, or does it stay in? It has to stay
no,
in place because
no, it stays in
the
place.
winding
It's
thing is there, so it has to stay
yeah,
there. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, that is so. This is one of his art pieces. He sometimes goes wild like this, and we do have a clientele that
Likes
is
the
into
wild stuff. Yeah.
yes. So and there's a customer for everything, and it's a 43 millimeter piece. It is not your tiny little watch by any
No.
means.
No.
And he's got a lot of, as I said, personal references, historical to himself.
It's a
He's a
nice
gentle.
case design. I like the lugs. I
It
like the
is,
case
yeah,
design.
yeah.
Yeah. And the
And
strap is a good looking strap.
and engraved movement. He's got a very good hand engraver on staff. And this got shipped with the incorrect strap. We're getting a replacement, a bright red strap that matches the band
Oh,
up here.
really? Is it
Yeah,
also going to be crocodile or whatever that is?
yeah,
Okay.
yes, beautiful
Wow.
strap. For some reason, it came in with the wrong one, so we're going to get that fixed.
Now, will the buyer get both straps?
That's going to be negotiable,
Okay.
sure. That could
There
be
we
a
go.
gift with purchase, and for sure. So there it
Okay.
is. So
So,
two German watches. One couldn't be more different than the other in style and in concept.
yes, yes.
Yep.
And Brianna says she's on her hour-long walk and still
Oh,
watching. And
okay.
Carlos says a 20 millimeter watch into a bigger case.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. That is probably about 20, maybe a little bigger. Yeah, 20. Okay. So I have more. This is today's take, today's
Okay.
things that came in today. And
Now,
this is,
do you have watches coming in most days?
yeah, yes, we
Okay.
do. And going out.
Coming in and going
So,
out.
yep, yep. It's,
So, folks, if there's a Grand Seiko in particular that you want, you better get on the list because they go out quick.
they just announced, I don't have a picture of it, and of course, no heads up. They announced a beautiful piece today, gold lion's mane dial in blue.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful piece, 44,000. Not sure if I'll stock it because I have another $44,000 piece in the case. I'll get some photos of that for the next time.
Somebody's asking for you to model the one with the clear back so they can see what it
Okay.
looks like against the skin,
All right.
looking through to the skin.
Okay. So this is definitely one you don't wear to your first board meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when you're the chairman, you get away with it. Okay. So pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. Well, yeah, you can see your wrist behind it. Yeah, at that angle there, you can
Yeah.
see it a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got a lot of presence.
And you can imagine with a red strap, this is
Mm-hmm.
going to pop like crazy.
How soon before the red strap will be in?
Uh, they just agreed to send it to us,
Okay,
so by the end of the week, I'm
good,
sure.
good.
Yeah, I'll bring it back in if people are interested. So I have a really different piece for my next piece of the day
Mm-hmm.
that I'm now. And again, totally different. We're back in Swiss, and
Nice looking Longines, nice case design, nice
mhm,
flow to the lugs.
yeah, that is a Longines Legend Diver in 18 karat gold.
Whoa,
It is as rare as proverbial hen teeth.
wow.
It's something that they made in 2009, and this is not pre-owned. This is from Longines. It was unearthed from one of their boutiques somewhere. They
Mm-hmm.
knew I wanted it,
Mm-hmm.
and here it is.
Wow, a very rare piece.
Yeah, it is. So I have
The white
someone on.
balance is not showing off the gold the way it should. It is yellow gold, and when you showed the back, it
Mhm.
looked more yellow gold. But in this picture right here, it's kind of washed out
Uh,
looking. It,
well, I'm always washed out here at Little Treasury, so
yeah, but I'm sure that in person it looks stunning. Correct?
it does. Maybe
Yeah.
if I hold it up, I'm not going to model it. It's got its wrap on
Hmm.
uh, the gold clasp, but
You
if
need
you
to
ever,
switch back to the other camera if you want to.
oh, I'll say
Yeah.
thank you. There you are. Yeah, I gave you a nice blank shot
Yeah, a
there.
little bit more gold looking there.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wow, that's
and
going to be, especially the back. When you show the back, you
yeah,
especially see the gold. That's
yeah,
really going to be a, a wild piece for somebody.
yeah.
Somebody's going to have
It's
a rare
uh,
piece.
it's 79.50, and this is based on the old gold price. So if this were a new watch, it would be considerably more.
So basically, that was the price back then, back in the day.
Yeah, yeah,
And so somebody's, let's say, like somebody is a time traveler. Like they went
uh-huh.
back in time and bought a gold watch back when gold was whatever price. Wow.
Right, right. Yeah, so that would be considerably more if that were priced as a new piece.
Now
It is a new piece,
the
but it's
clasp.
current.
What is the clasp?
Let's take a look.
Is it 18 karat?
It's wrapped with blue, dark blue. I'm thinking it's not.
Okay, we're still
Uh,
seeing a white screen. We're not seeing the watch.
yeah, I know. See me now. It looks like it is stainless.
Okay.
So,
But they could get a hold of a gold clasp if they wanted to.
yeah, if you want to dress it up
There's some,
100%.
yeah, there's some on eBay.
Yeah, yeah. So this is sort of crazy with the diver on the back of in gold. So
I think it's neat. Yeah, I think
it is
it's
a neat
neat.
piece. Yeah.
Now Carlos says, nice Longines. I like the inner rotating bezel.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I didn't even
And
notice
well,
that. Can you, yeah, let us see the front again?
yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
Carlos knows his stuff.
I'll tell you, how rare are those pieces?
I don't think there are any other new ones around, and I
Mhm.
don't think they're uh, particularly prevalent
Used.
pre-owned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very scarce, and you would be very hard pressed to find a new piece.
And Leon says Longines makes a great watch for the price, probably one of the best watchmakers out there. I'll tell you, it's
Yeah,
a gorgeous looking piece.
it is.
And for
It's a
that
fabulous
price,
piece.
that's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
A new old
So
stock Longines.
yeah, so full warranty, whatever. And
Kevin's asking, do you have a SBGR 321?
I can tell you in a minute. Hang on.
Fisto Bowser says, a lot of chronograph aficionados like the Longines Big Eye reissue.
I have that in the case.
Steve has it in the case. That's amazing that thing's 18 karat gold. That's amazing.
What was the number? He asked again.
SBGR 321.
I don't have it in my case.
Okay.
I have almost everything else.
Carlos says, I think Seiko should make the timing inner bezel instead of the compass on the Alpinist.
Hmm. Okay. We'll pass it on. They just came out with a bunch of new ones, so I'm not sure that'll happen very quickly. So I have one last new piece.
Okay.
And I'll put it up. So everything, excuse me, everything's very different today.
Mm-hmm.
This is the new Longines Spirit collection of about 6 different models, and this is just one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So very beautiful, classic pilot's watch. It doesn't want to stand up for me very well. Behave yourself. There you go. And this comes in. They're all certified chronometers,
Mm-hmm.
which is not that usual with Longines. And it is just $2,100. It's really a great piece for the price. And for someone who wants a simple three-hand watch, classic look to it at a really good price, this would be it.
I like the bracelet too.
Yep, it's very solid, very nice piece.
So, does it have solid end links on that bracelet?
I'm going to pick it up and let you know. Feels like it. Yep. And I would say that the whole feel of it is extremely solid and great little piece.
Good.
And I'm going to put the stick on it and tell you what the measurements are. So all of this is new to the store.
Leon is
And
asking me if I'm going to get the gold lawn jeans. He says it's cheaper than your 002 and harder to find. I don't know if it's harder to find than an 002. They're also very
yeah,
hard to
yeah,
find.
that's right. But you
So
might want it for diving.
there you
You
go.
do dive, don't you, Craig?
I'll have to think about that. Yeah, that
And,
might be a
when
thing.
you get down to Florida,
Uh,
you're not diving routinely.
Well, unfortunately, the last couple winters I haven't been able to get down to Florida is the problem.
Oh,
You've been
you got to
working
get
me
down
too
there.
hard.
Oh, geez. You have been working hard. I really appreciate it. It's great.
Let's see.
So,
Mr. Q says the Spirit collection does draw me in a lot. There you go.
okay, well, give me a buzz, Mr. Q.
Is the Longines tuxedo arriving soon?
It is. And it should be hopefully this month. And
Okay.
I will let you know, Leon, when it does.
And Mr. Q says the white dial Spirit is my favorite.
Okay, we have that in stock as well.
There we go.
Okay. So that's what's going on at Little Treasury today, and it's just the first day of the week.
That's a lot.
It is.
So
So
what Grand Seikos have you sold recently?
we sell a Grand Seiko every day. I just took another order on SBGA 413, the spring from the
Mm-hmm.
Seasons collection
Mm-hmm.
this morning, an anniversary gift, surprise gift.
Mm-hmm.
And we sell snowflakes every other day, and uh, you name it. They go out of here just as fast as they can.
They come in and they go out.
They do.
All right. Have you sold any 231s lately?
Uh, Not lately.
Okay.
A couple of weeks ago.
Gotcha.
So, and anything else? Okay, that's about it. I am going to pack it up. I'm losing my voice,
All right.
and I'm going to go home and
So all those deals you've been doing.
uh, well, I'm also working on taxes all weekend, so that's no
Uh-oh.
fun. But done, finally done. Okay, so
All
take care,
right.
everybody. Be back soon.
Thank you. And that is
Yep,
Steve from Little Treasury Jewelers, just like that. That's how hard it is to call in, just like that. Piece of cake. So, wow. They're coming in, they're going out. And especially the Grand Seiko, spring, summer, winter, all those things are coming in, going out, coming in and going out. Let's see here. What does Steve charge for 16 millimeter Tang GS buckle? Any discounts? Sorry, I didn't see that in time. He's gone, but just call Steve on the phone. He'll talk to you. He'll work with you. Let's see. And Leon says, Craig, that Longines is harder to find than that 002 Stunner. I saw another 002 the other day at Little Treasury. The 002 is easy. No, he's only got one in stock. That's it. That's all he's got. And he's got one of the Longines in stock. So it's equal. And trust me, if you buy that 002, it's going to be a while before he's going to be able to get another one, if ever. They are not that easy to find. There's one in Beverly Hills in stock, and then there's one there. But here's the other part of that whole equation is I don't buy my watches because they're rare. I buy them because they're amazing. And that 002 is absolutely amazing. Just the fact that it's rare, I mean, that's kind of a little bonus, right? That's fine. That's fine with me. I don't really care. But, I mean, I don't care if other people are able to get them. I think it'd be cool if other people are able to get them. That's why I didn't want to buy a limited edition one. I specifically told Steve that I didn't really want to buy a limited edition watch because I wanted to get a watch that other people would be able to get and that would be still in production. And the 002 is a regular production watch. It's just they're not making that many of them. So, yeah, I think that is a stunner, an absolute stunner. And that one was bought from Little Treasury Jewelers. The logo's up in the upper right-hand corner there, Little Treasury Jewelers. So check them out. And I will, before I wrap up, I'm going to go ahead and show the lovely Lady Brianna's website because she was in the chat earlier, so I'm going to show her website, briefitdance.com, briefitdance.com. Health, fitness, beauty, hoop dance, Bitcoin fan. She's got a strong hand. She holds her Bitcoin. There's a pullback happening right now, but she doesn't care. She's holding her Bitcoin and acquiring some more. And so that's how that whole thing works. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. And make sure that you click the little bell so that you'll get notifications. And I'm going to wrap this puppy up. Wrap it up. Hey, Craig, I sent you an email with the exact Aquaterra I'd want, but I'd be able to have your opinion. Okay, I just saw that in time. I'm going to check the email here before I wrap up. Leon's in the house. I'm waiting until one of those pink dial Oyster Petrol 36 models arrive at the local ADs, as I might buy one. Pink is the new black and would match my Miami Vice shirt. There you go. When I went to see the 002 at Beverly Hills, they told me that they were about to send it to another AD. They called it a traveling watch. Whoa, that's interesting. Well, that's interesting. The ADs have to share it? That's not good. That's not good that the ADs have to share it. It's so rare they have to share it. All right, let's take a look at this Aquaterra. I think that's nice. I think that's a good-looking piece. Absolutely. I like it. And I think I would like to have seen this picture a little closer to your wrist, but I think it looks good. There's no overlap there, and it looks like the links are going around the wrist nice. That's stunning. 2 thumbs up. And if you're thinking about getting one of those, let Steve throw his hat in the ring. You know, Steve's an Omega dealer. Let him throw his hat in the ring. See what he can do for you on one. Maybe you can get around paying taxes or something. I don't know. I'm not a tax guy, but not financial advice. But hey, do the best deal you can. Where's Derek? Good question. All right, folks. On that note, we are going to wrap it up. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Aquaterra is more interesting than Oyster Petrol. I agree. I think that's a stunning looking watch, the one we just looked at. Absolutely stunning. Stunner alert on the channel. Thanks for watching, everybody.